Morning, guys. Today is a very exciting day because we got our preliminary drawings back for our house. So we're still busy working on demolishing this one, but it's definitely starting to feel a lot more real. So on the agenda today, we are gonna finish taking down this roof. So on this side we got all the steel off. So now we're gonna take some of the strapping off, and then on the other side we still have steel, but we were waiting for hydro to disconnect the power before we could do the other side. So now we're good to start. So very exciting stuff. I'll give you guys a rundown of where we plan on putting the new house. So there's obviously the old house, and out here we're gonna extend the gravel driveway all the way over, just like to about here, and I'll show you why. So our lovely piles of junk everywhere. So this little stone, this little tiny stone represents where our covered porch should come out to. So we're gonna have like a cute little covered porch all the way across here, and then we're gonna do like a nice little walkway to where we're planning on parking our cars. And then as for the actual house, you can see that in the ground. Our barbecue tool stuck in the ground, and then over here, and if I zoom in, that little tiny red thing, I think that was a lighter we found. So there, and then there should be one other one over here, but that's gonna be our house. So it's actually gonna be it's gonna be quite small. We were so growing up, oh, my camera is flipping around all over the place. Growing up, I loved the tiny house on wheels. I always wanted to live in one of those so badly. So, jeez, okay, I'm gonna stop walking and hold my camera straight. I always wanted to live in one of those tiny house on wheels so badly. And then we were gonna try and make it work, you know, make that dream come to life here, but just with we live in an organized township, and so they don't actually deem those like a correct structure. So we're doing a tiny house on slab. So obviously it'll be fixed to this property, but I'm still very eager about it because it's gonna be designed very similar to like the tiny houses. So I'll show you guys like the preliminary drawings later, but it's gonna have 2 lofts on either end, and then we're gonna have a wood stove. And yeah, I think it's just gonna be really neat. Really, like, our hope is to be pretty self-sufficient on our little farm here, grow our own vegetables, eventually have sheep. So that's kind of like the game plan. And then with the actual house itself, we just wanted a really small footprint to really open up the property, allow for us to plant a lot more trees, and just not be taking up as much space on the land. So that's kind of the hope, but I can see that Corbin is busy working on the roof, so I should probably go and assist. So anyway, I will chat to you guys later and show you our progress as we go. Alright, so we are actually gonna switch gears now a bit. We had wanted to get the entirety of the steel off, but I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's actually starting to rain pretty good. So we got about half of it stripped. So we're actually gonna move to the other side of the roof now. And there's a bunch of the strapping that they had put on there to screw down the steel to. So Corbin's gonna start taking that off instead. So that way well, hopefully he doesn't take a tumble on the slippery steel. And then after the strapping's off, we're gonna try and use our little, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a de-shingler. And he's gonna scrape off all the shingles. So even though it's raining, we're gonna try and make the most of it and at least do something to get more of this house down. I'll show you guys our pile. So we have full sheets that have holes in them. We have partial sheets, and then we have full sheets that are like perfect. So our plan is, some of you may be wondering why we didn't just take an excavator and knock this place over, but we're trying to be as sustainable as possible with the whole building process. So we're actually trying to reuse a lot of the materials that are decent. So even if they aren't reused with the new build house, even if they could be repurposed for like an outbuilding of sorts or something like that, that's kind of our game plan. But we're really hoping that with the new house, because it's going to be substantially smaller than this one, we're hoping that we'll be able to actually reuse a lot of the steel for the new roof, because for the most part, like, it's in pretty good shape. And as far as the realtor told us, the roof was only about 5 years old, so for steel, that's nothing. Corbin's still on the roof, but I have lunch packed for us, so we're gonna take a break and have some ham sandwiches with pickles, mayo, cheese, all the goods. So yeah, we're gonna take a break here and eat some lunch. This is our other dog, Walter. And when we're busy working, Walter likes to go and dig in the mud. Isn't that right, Walter? Oh my goodness. Walter, look at the camera. Oh my. You are filthy. How's your sandwich?
Delicious.
That's good. So we were just finishing up lunch and Corbin went and checked his minnow trap because we actually have a little creek that runs through the property. And Walter started barking and jumping at this tree, and we would have never have known, but There is that little guy in the tree.
If he's around, that means we'll have to be real fucking attentive with the dog.
Yeah. It's a porcupine. The camera's having a hard time focusing, but it's a big guy. Huh. Really neat. Walter, you're okay. You're okay. You gotta leave him alone. You don't want to get poked by that guy.
Can you see him well?
It's having a hard time focusing, but
Digital zoom. He's trying to live his life, man. You're ruining it. Bit of force. Not from a fucking distance. Wow. Not like it's fucking throwing knives at you.
while we break for our lunch, we're getting ready to load the minnow trap with some very decadently moldy bread. Well, this is our progress. All the shingles and the strapping is off on this side. The burn pile is pretty large now. And all the drywall that was in the mix here is now separated. So, pretty good progress for a very rainy day. Well, Swooty, did we get more or less than you had hoped done today?
More than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm. Alright, guys, we are back home in town, so we are gonna leave it here for today. I think we got a fair amount done out at the farm. We got all that roof stripped and a bunch of the strapping off, all the shingles, all the steel off the one side at least. So it was definitely a big job, but I think we did a fair amount given the weather conditions. I think on the agenda for tonight, because it's already like 7:30 p.m. and Corbin has to go to work tomorrow, so I think we're just gonna kind of relax here at home, have some rest and recovery, make some food, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And maybe I should have a shower because I am covered in drywall dust. But yeah, otherwise I think that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching. Like I said in my last video, have a good night or a good day wherever you are, and until next time, bye guys.